What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? Y'all know what time it is. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is when y'all hear this music. Come on, come on, come on. What
It's
up?
a
What up?
vibe.
What up, everyone? Everyone?
What's
Everyone?
up, y'all?
Yo, yo, yo! It is time for After Show Vibes. I am your man, James H. Glover III, CEO of Reverend James H. Glover III Ministries, and I'm here with my sisters, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Whichever one wants to go first, go on ahead, Tweet.
What's up? What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Tweet from Tweet Talks Podcast, which is available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all major networks. Y'all can check me out.
All right, all right, all right.
Hey y'all, this is your favorite girl from Jersey, Cheryl Renee. Y'all can check me out at the Blemish Beauty Podcast, streaming on all major platforms.
Yes, yes, yes. So, y'all, let's get into it tonight. Let's get into it tonight. And let's do it. Let's do it. The topic on tonight is I'm gonna let one of my sisters tell y'all.
All right, y'all. So today's topic is he or she is not that into you. Okay, y'all know about that.
Mm.
So, what do we think of when we think he or she is not really into us? What's the first thing that come to y'all mind?
The actions ain't lining up with their words. They are they giving good lip service. They are saying everything that you want to hear, but they not putting the action behind it. Because let's be real, talk is cheap nowadays. It is very cheap to talk. It don't cost you nothing to talk, but it does cost you something to be consistent and to put in that same effort that I'm putting in. If I'm giving 100%, why aren't you doing the same thing? If I'm giving 100 and you giving 70, yo, you ain't that into me. And what I'm not gonna do now is I used to be at that point to where I was gonna give 100, the girl might give 60, and I would still fight for it. But if you ain't giving 100 like I'm giving 100, as busy as I stay, then yo, guess what? On to the next. That's just me.
So when I y'all can hear me? Okay. So when I think of just like you just said, I think society has put a lot on men, and they make men feel like they have to be in a, you know, he's doing more, she's doing less kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that society puts a lot on a man. They're like, okay, you have to be a provider, so you have to provide for this female, and which a lot of times puts them in a situation where they're accepting a lot more from her, what she's doing, what she's not doing, because the man has to stay in his role. Because if you think about it, right, when a man is in a relationship with a woman and he's not that into her now, or I mean, he is just changing maybe over time. The things that he used to do, if he stops doing it, like say for instance, let's just say hypothetically, he's, I don't know, he's paying a bill. Let's just say, I know y'all getting real crazy. Why he got to be paying a bill? But let's just say he's paying a bill or something, and he gets to a point where he's not that into her anymore. What he might do is stop doing what he used to do for her. And the moment that he does that, she can put it out there. Like he stopped doing this and he stopped doing that. Now he's a deadbeat. Now he's using her. Now so I think society puts a lot on a man, that even when he's in a situation where his woman, not his, like, a chick that he's just dealing with, his woman is, he's not really into her like that anymore. He stops doing what he's been doing. I think that's a hard thing for a man. Because for us women, we can easily just be like, I'm not feeling you anymore. You know, I mean, we don't really have to go into a whole, you know, drawing board about why we not feeling that way unless it's a really strong relationship. That's my take on it.
So what is like some of the signs that you what are dead giveaways when someone is not into you? Do you notice right away or does it take you a while to kind of get the hint?
For me, I pick up on it. I would think pretty quick because he's going to stop doing some of the things that he used to do. You know what I mean? Like he might call you, you know, constantly keep in contact with you, and then all of a sudden that changes. You know, and it's not going to change one time. You might have a reason for it one time, but it's going to change up gradually. You know, men, I don't know. My opinion on it, a man, when is somebody else in the picture, he's not gonna be able to hide it very long. So he's gonna stop doing all the things that he used to do. When he's not that into you no more, if you like him getting a haircut, them haircuts gonna slow down. You know what I mean? Those haircuts is definitely going to slow down if he ain't that into you like that. Um, yeah, anything that he used to do, he's not gonna do it no more because he don't care.
So what about in the beginning? Like when y'all are talking, how would a person know if the person is just like not quite interested?
All right, let me give you case in point. This is how you're gonna know. Let's say, sure, I'm gonna use me and you as an example, okay? Let's say we dating. What I'm gonna do is when you tell me certain things, or you tell me certain things that you like, or certain things that you don't like, I'm gonna pay attention to it. Now, if I'm not paying attention to it, or as Sarah or as Sinitria just said, lack of chemistry or lack of consistency. If I'm not paying attention to it and I'm still doing the same things that you said that you do not like, then yo, I'm really not feeling you. You just somebody that I'm there for that moment. You there as a placeholder. Because let me keep it real and let me keep it honest. Every little boy, I'm not gonna call him a man. Every little boy has runs into three different type of women. They run into the ones that they're gonna change for. That's the one that he's gonna pay attention to everything else he says and everything else he does, and he's gonna pay attention to it, and he's gonna make sure that he's showing up in the way that she wants him to show up. He's gonna run into the one that he's gonna use up for everything that she has. She's gonna be a placeholder. He knows that she's always gonna be here because she's always been Miss Reliable. And then third and finally, the third type of female that he runs into is the one that he's gonna use. He runs into one of them three types.
I think that you know when a person is not into you, sometimes it's not that they are not into you right now because like we had talked about before, men and women we kind of jump off differently. You know, with us women, we start with the 10 and the guys build up to it. So when a guy first meets you as a female, he's looking at you physically and you know he's not he's it's just okay, it's a physical thing. He doesn't really he's not going to really be into you. You have to show him, especially nowadays the way you know back in the days women was using men so hard. So now it's like they like okay, well I got to put her through the ringer a few times before I even can say I'm feeling her. I'm not gonna jump in this thing and say, oh, you know, I like her. I'm so into her. Treat. Let me tell y'all, ladies, something that's watching. Okay, You deal with a dude and that's right, I'm about to tell y'all. If he starts treating you really well at the beginning, that's a beautiful thing. Pay attention and find out there's longevity in how he's treating you. But if you meet somebody, because nowadays it's not happening. It's not. You know, when we think about back in the days how women did men, it's like the tables are turning. You know, a lot of the men out here don't really want to, you know, get really into a female because they've experienced so much.
Now, let me tell you, there are some of us, man, as you've already said, Tweet, you already said it, but there are some of us, man, that if we into you in the beginning, guess what? We're going to show you that we into you in the very beginning. We're going to show you, we're going to pay attention to the things that you say, and we're going to do the things that you need us to do. We're going to show up in the way that
Intentional.
you need to. Yeah, we intentional. So, like for me, for instance, I'm one of those that my woman cannot tell me something is going wrong. She can't tell me something is going wrong. Because the minute she tells me something is going wrong, what I'm going to do is, as the man, I'm going to try to solve the problem. Like, don't come at me just to vent, because I'm not the one that you're going to vent to. I'm going to figure out what the problem is. I'm going to figure out what I can do to solve that problem so that we can erase that problem from your life. Because, Queen, you are too beautiful to be dealing with any kind of stress or any type of drama. So, as your man, let me take that trouble, that drama from you.
So wait, let me
Okay,
ask
but
you a question, James, really quick. So say, okay, kudos, first of all, kudos to you for being that man. Okay. There's not a lot of you out there. So kudos to you and whoever else is like that. But what happens when it's the roles are reversed and you're the good one and the spouse is the user? What do you do? Do you continue to be intentional or do you like you return the energy that you're given?
What I do is I pay attention. I pay attention to what they are doing. I pay attention to how the energy is being given to me. And what I do is I might fall back. While I was giving things freely, I might fall back because I might, yo, wait a minute. What we're not going to do is play me like Bozo the fool. We're not going to play me like no fool because I'm far from that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to fall back. I'm going to see if you're going to reciprocate the same love that I'm giving you. The same way that I'm showing up for you, I'm going to see if you show up for me in the same way. And let me keep it real and let me keep it all the way honest. I'm not talking about in money. I'm talking about if I'm showing you that I paid attention to what you like. If I'm showing you that I paid attention to your favorite color and I'm getting you something in your favorite color, then yo, every once in a while, get me something. Show me that yo, I'm paying attention to you too. This ain't just a one-way street. And it don't even have to be monetary. You can send me a voice clip to tell me, babe, I hope you're having a great day. The little bitty things, stuff like that, will make my everlasting day.
so
Because,
okay, I'll
yeah,
wait.
no, go on ahead.
So I think just like you said, it's very true. Evil, how you say it, level the playing field.
Hmm.
You know, if you are making sure that this woman is good constantly, or doing the little things that you listening to her talk about, right? She needs to level the playing field. She shouldn't be calling you and saying, "I just want to see how your day is going." She needs to be leveling it out. Cause listen, there's men out here that will use you, and there are women that will do the same. So you have to be cautious, and you have to pay attention. And that being nice and being completely there for them. You know, I experienced a situation in my life where I was, I mean, treated like a real queen. You know that I am, and it was short term. There was no real long, lengthy intentions behind it. And so, women do that same thing, So I think even for the men that's watching it, you got to be cautious about how how well you treat somebody. Get to know them before you treat anybody anyway. Get to know them because, back in the days, people, you meet somebody somewhere and it was like, whatever image that you seen, they gave it to you. I remember when I was in New York, you can be walking down the street and the guy trying to holler at you, and you know that that's what he do. This is probably the block that he's hanging out on. This is his real his authentic self. Now the game has changed a lot, so people will pretend and they will listen. Honey child, let me tell you, they will listen. So if you say you like this color, you like this at this time at this place, guess what? They're gonna be that. But they're gonna be that for 2 months. And they already know that. So, we got a lot of comments. Y'all wanna check out these comments? So this one says, all a man is what? All a man got is his pride and his okay. Mess with either of you and you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like what you get. Um that's true. But sometimes if a man has multiple women, he's not really stressing what you do and how long you stay around. He ain't really stressing that. Because he's like, if you leave, somebody else will come. James, hit your mic before you talk.
My bad. Now, a lot of guys, I will say this, they do have their pride. And we are very prideful. It is hard for a real man to, it is hard for a man to ask a woman for anything. Because of the simple fact of that is the way that we was made. We was made, society has put us in a standpoint to where we have to be the fixers. We have to be the providers. And if you ain't providing, society looks at us as y'all ain't spit. But on the other hand,
I can't keep doing this mute thing. So y'all let us know if it's echoing. Go ahead.
yeah,
Because I can't.
yeah, no.
I'll be sitting here
So,
talking. Then forgot what I
so,
said.
so, like, in all honesty, like,
Okay.
if a man is doing everything that he needs to do, and he is showing you that he really cares for you, give him that same energy. Just give him that same energy. Let him know, like, yo, I'm rocking with you too. Don't have him looking like a fool out there in these streets. Because
So
the
when
last
you
thing a man wants is to be looking like a fool in these streets.
okay, so what do you do if you feel like the other person is not that into you? Do you tell them? Do you do you play it off? What do you do?
I have a conversation.
Conversation. Oh,
Yep, I have
I
a
was zoning out for a
conversation.
minute.
I have a conversation, and the conversation would go something like, "Hey, I'm just checking on you," because sometimes it may not be that they're not into you. They just might have a lot of stuff going on at that moment, and they
Yeah.
can't really focus on you at that moment. So a conversation is key. Conversation is important. Have a conversation like, "Yo, are you really still in this, or you still feeling me? If not, let me know because I don't want to keep giving all my energy to something when you have checked out." I've said this before on other platforms that I have, and I'll say it again. My woman does not have to be in the ring fighting with me. She don't have to be in the ring fighting with me. All I ask is that my woman is by my side cheering for me. Don't be fighting against me. Fight with me. Just cheer for me. As long as you wake up and you cheering for me, yo, I got the rest.
That's super dope because a lot of guys feel like if you ain't out here getting it with me, then you don't deserve the treatment or whatever it is. But I think that when people say that, it's something that came from their past that they drag with them into the next thing. Like if you hear like a man saying something about he's not treating a woman good if she wasn't there with him while he was getting it, or that shooting in the gym thing that you always hear. I don't think that that comes from the one that he's with. That comes when somebody in his past that he had a lot of feelings for that didn't do him right, and now he's bringing that whole new way of thinking to you. You know what I mean? So now you got to prove yourself. You got to give them reason why the last person did what they did. That's why one of the comments said, somebody said in the comments that, you need to get to know all sides. And that's true. You need to get to know all sides because when you first meet me, you're not gonna meet the real me until until I get comfortable around you. And then you'll learn that I love to laugh. That's part of my personality. And why a lot of people ask why. Because everybody that you meet is not gonna be I'm not gonna say not like it because my concern is not whether you like it. You may be offended by my personality. And I don't want to offend you. So I may not show you that I like to laugh or that I've got a silly side to me because, people tend to be judgmental. So this one says, let me make the screen bigger. So this comment says, you're so right, tweet. I feel like a lot of men respond to the new woman from the hurt place and trauma from the last woman. Women, I can't see the bottom part because this thing is here. Some women do the same. Yeah, we do it. I'll tell you, and I think that's something that a lot of people need to do nowadays. If you check your trauma, I don't like that one. Check your trauma, you know, figure out what your issues are so that when you go into the next situation, you can be real with it. Because if you are real about whatever your issue is, the other person will be comfortable being real about their issue. If you go into the situation acting like it's flowers and roses and you just, you ready to move forward, be honest about it. If you got trust issues, say it. If you've been mistreated before, say it. You don't have to go into details. You don't have to go into details unless you feel like it.
My thing is, you gotta check your trauma at the door. Check it at the door. We cannot. We end up jacking up good relationships because we are bringing baggage from old relationships to our present.
But you know what?
Stop doing that. We gotta stop doing that.
No, but you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I feel like if you don't say what the trauma is to the other person and they end up seeing it, they're more optional to leave because the worst person to try to get to know is somebody that don't know their issue or they don't know they have one. You dealing with a brick wall. You're gonna constantly run into the same issue with this person again because they don't know what their problem is, and here you are trying to tell them. So now they feel like they have to defend themselves against whatever the problem is that you're saying they have. So if when you first meet somebody, you tell them I got trust issues. This has happened to me in the past. You don't have to go into details if it's too much, but I don't think as far as the trauma thing, if you don't tell a person what your trauma is, they're gonna be able to see it. So I always feel like people need to figure out what your issue is. And if you look at your past, the people you choose, how you choose them, where you choose them. Like, for instance, there's some people that only date online. There's some people that only do that. There's some people that only date. They don't date online. They date people they meet in a club or in the bar or in church. They meet people different. But you need to check and see, okay, where am I meeting these people at that the relationships seem like not to work? It may be a pattern in there. There's a pattern somewhere in there that's like, why do you keep choosing that way? And sometimes this is what I find. Because I've actually interviewed people before on my podcast that they dated online a lot. And I feel like they did it because their own personality and their own issue was too difficult to deal with. So they wanted to deal with somebody that didn't know them very well. Like they have a pattern. They have a pattern of whatever the pattern is. And when they meet this new person, they know this person don't know nothing about their past, don't know nothing about their pattern. They can create this fake image of themselves and put this fake image of themselves out there for the world to see. And now they can hide behind, the real person can hide behind it. So
you know what, to be honest, I only date online. I don't think I've ever did the old school way of dating. And that's only because back in the day, I wasn't allowed to go nowhere or do nothing. So all I had was online. And two, I'm an introvert. So the probability of me allowing somebody to walk in my space or me to go into their space is highly unlikely. But in regards to trauma, you definitely, sometimes people don't even know they are dealing with trauma. They don't know what their triggers are. They're so used to living life as their normal until somebody comes along who is more advanced or aware of trauma to tell them this is not right. Like sometimes you got to be in a position, and sometimes if you're used, like for example, if you're used to being single for a long time, you won't know what your trigger is until you get in a relationship and you see something that bothers you. So then that will let you know, like, oh, like this is a trigger for me. Like, and then sometimes you think you're over it, and it'll take you to be in a relationship to realize you're still not over it. So why not have the person be with you, to ride with you, to say, hey, I see you dealing with this, but I love you enough to help you unpack this, because it says in the Bible, love covers all. And if you're willing to ride with somebody and willing to help them unpack, they should be able to do the same thing for you. Because when you get married, you've married 30 some years. You can't just leave every time they have a trigger or whatever the case may be. You got to learn how to navigate together.
So what you said was epic, and that was super dope that you said that, because that's true. That's me. When you have not been in a relationship for a long period of time, you live in your own world. You do things the way you want to do it, and I guess you know what? I guess you could see that as some type of trauma, maybe. I don't know. Y'all tapping on that, but I guess sometimes you can see it that way, because when you are used to doing things your way and living in your world and doing things, the best way for you, you kind of like when somebody does come into your world, it's like, no, this is how it's been for me. This is how I am. This is the way it is. And you don't really get the opportunity to know what's right and what's wrong, because you have not had that. Even if like I'm introvertedly extrovert, which a lot of people ask the confusion with that. I'm an introverted person, but I can be extroverted at certain times, based on different situations. So let's see what this comment says. This is a long one. Y'all need to read that. Y'all
I'll read it.
gonna see the
I
back of
got
my
you.
eyeballs if
I
I
got
get too
you.
close.
I got you.
All right. Statistically, meeting someone in a grocery store was super common. Nowadays, we stay with headphones on, super glued to the phone. Meeting people in person seems hard if it's not in a group.
You know what though? I'm glad she said that, because it is super hard. Fellas, for those that are watching, when you see a female, let me tell you how I used to go back in the days, okay? If you see a female somewhere, you can, you might pay attention to her a little bit to kind of see if she has a ring on, if she's like on the phone, if she's texting. I don't know what y'all did, but find a way to hold a conversation. Like back in the days, that's how it went. You would simply, hey, how you doing? And then she'll give you a certain kind of eye. Ladies, y'all know the certain kind of eye that we can give to give them the, okay, it's all right, that kind of thing. You give them a little idea that it's okay. Don't be one of those. A friend of mine sent me a
That look serious just gave. That's the look y'all used to give us. That look serious just gave. That's the look y'all used to
yes,
give us.
yes. You talk. Of course we can talk with our eyes. Talk with your eyes. And let him feel comfortable, because
Playing in the hair, talking with the eyes. Yeah,
yeah, I don't
that's
play
all
it, because
y'all.
I don't want. Well, you can get messing up my bundles. You ain't nope. No, sir.
You know how long it took me to put this unit on? Not.
Nope, not. You might see me do this from the bottom, but I ain't getting ready to mess up what I got going on. I will not. So playing in the hair. Huh. You ain't gonna see me doing that. If you see me doing it, I'm making sure I'm straight. Super shout out to me. Universal. Do it anyhow I feel like doing it. So we had a comment up here. Let's get this one. So I guess it's back on me again. So
I
I
got
could
you. I
do it. I
got
could
you.
do it. I could
Oh,
do it.
let James. Okay, good.
So when the relationship falls through, you realize that your souls have been gone, and that's why we have we are hard on ourselves because we knew better, but we tolerated the disrespect, and the toxicity.
that's yeah. I think that's when we realize it. But I don't know. See, I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all. I tell people all the time, have some time without someone else in your life. It's important because you learn yourself, you learn what you like, what you don't like. You can be around somebody new in your life for a very short time, and you will know what's she laughing at? And you will know whether it's a go or not. You're gonna know it. When you haven't spent time alone or when you've gotten to really know yourself, you kind of get to a point in your life where you could deal with somebody new for a short period of time. You might give one or two efforts, but after those one or two efforts, you like, this is not working, and you're not gonna even try and force it. When you really get to know yourself, because part of you is gonna be tapped out of forcing it when you think about what you've been through. The other part of you learns yourself, and you can compare that situation to something similar that you dealt with in the past, and you like, that didn't make me feel good. That didn't make me feel good. That didn't make me feel loved. That didn't make me feel attended to, or whatever that word is. You know, you're not feeling that. So why am I gonna keep pushing this again? So I can be back in the same situation again? So yeah, it's not
Scenario time. Scenario time.
all
Y'all
right.
already know I'm coming with them. Sarah, I'm not gonna pick on you first. I'm not gonna pick on you first.
I guess that's
Tweet,
me.
tweet. I got you. So you are at the mall and you are shopping and you see a guy that you really like, but you're waiting on him to approach you, but he hasn't approached you yet. How are you giving him the look to let him know that, yo, it's okay to approach me? What are
Um,
you doing to show him that, hey, I'm open to you approaching me?
Gonna play in your hair.
nope. Nope, I'm not doing that. It depends on
You're
what day
not
it is because
offering
I
to
do
put
wear
them
my
down?
natural hair. So if I no,
Right.
no, no, that was a good one. He said you're gonna cook him dinner. No. First of all, I believe that he needs to give me some type of idea that he's interested first. And then it's a simple look. So I got my specs on right now, and I'm not gonna tell y'all my secret look. But trust me, it's a certain look that you can give and let him know that it's okay. You might say something a little, flirtatious. He said, "What? Don't give him the look. I'm an alpha, a queen. I'm going to approach him." Is that a is that a
So,
she?
okay, Black
I'm
Mamba
confused.
is a female, and
Oh,
she
okay, I
says
got
she is
confused.
the alpha queen. Well, she's an
Mm.
alpha and a queen, so she's not going to give him a look. She's going to approach him.
You know what? I've tried that before, and let me tell you something. And listen, Black Mama, I need you to tap in on this one. I find that when you approach a man first, his head goes from yay big to yay big real quick. I did that, and I'm gonna be honest. I probably did that one time in my life, as an adult that I can remember, and it was the biggest mistake ever because this man, I feel like when you approach a man first, he thinks that this is what you do. Like you were like a eagle checking to see if looking, and he just caught your eye. He was the one. So his head gets extremely big. How he deals with you is like, you know, an option because he feels like you picked me, so I must be the man. So I do not do that anymore. And I was actually trying it out. We'll never try that out again because when you know what, and I watch a lot of these I don't know, self-proclaimed people on Facebook, and I won't do it. I will not do it because they say once you chase a man, you just need to put your shoes on and tie him up because you're gonna keep chasing him because now his head is huge. And I know that they say that women can do the same thing, but I believe in the Bible. I believe in God, and God says a man should be looking for a wife, not a woman out here chasing behind no man.
All right. All right. Now, Sarah.
Now, if he's chasing her, then we gonna chase each other. But just to be no,
Now, Sarah, it's your turn. I got you. So, you are out with your man. Y'all out and about. And all at once, a female, a young lady, approaches him.
James,
A
duck
young
after you
lady.
finish. Just duck.
A young
The screen
lady.
gonna break.
Exactly. A young lady approaches him and calls you his sis and says, you know, handsome, I saw you across the room and I just had to get to know you. I know you're here with your sis, but I'm a woman that chases after what I want. So I would love to get to know you better. What are you doing at that moment? Are you A, letting your man handle it? Or B, are you about to turn up?
So my man knows that I'm from Jersey, and my man knows that I got a little bit of cray cray.
Just
So
a little? Just a little?
so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give him one of these, and then I'm just gonna be like, sis, and then he gonna take it from there. Because if I do it, I'm going to jail. So I'll let him do it. I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna let him do it.
But let's say he handles it and she's still trying to push up on your man. And
Then I
she's
then I'm going to
then
jail.
she
I'm going to
goes
jail.
on and she gives him her number and said, when you get rid of your woman, give me a call.
Yep.
That's
We
like
gonna call.
reality.
We gonna call. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, that's what they do nowadays. They definitely do that.
Yeah, that's why relationships are so difficult because it's so many ways now. You know what I mean? They got, you know, apps and stuff where you can what is the thing called? Where you can encryptionize or krypton whatever y'all call it. You can encryptionize or something like that what
AI,
you're saying. No, you can actually go in and privately talk to somebody through some type of encrypted thing.
secret
Yeah, or something.
conversation.
I don't know what it's called, but something like that. But let's go to this comment because I thought this was really important. Black Mamba says if we can go hard for a job, a house, a car, why not the same energy for the man we want? Now, to me, keyword want. That's not your man. So I am not going to go hard for anybody that I want because the difference between having a car, a job, and a house is those are going to be things that's going to secure you. You're going you for that job because it's going to put money in your pockets to make sure that you can keep your house and your car. When you going hard for a man that you want, there's no security in there knowing that he's going to be yours. Now, if you in a relationship, some people go really hard in relationships and they feel like that's my man. I'm gonna go real. He just said he's my man. We together. Whether he decides that next week he don't want to be bothered with you or not. I think there needs to be some form of security in there before you decide to go hard for anything. When you think about a job, do you go on a job interview and tell them, you know what, we don't need to talk about nothing. I'm ready to go to work now. They haven't even told you whether they're gonna pay you or not. They ain't told you what they're gonna pay you, and you in there working. That's not the point of a job. You here to be able to make money, along with other things. So, uh,
I like this comment right here.
if another woman approaches my man while I'm with him, let's just say it won't be pretty. Yeah, that's complete disrespect. That's definitely. That's definitely disrespectful for a woman to do that. And she's probably not right in the head because out here in these streets, you don't be doing that. Yeah. So Black Mama says, if there's no room for faith or manifestation in that thought process, she said there is no room for faith or manifestation in that thought process. You're correct. I don't believe in putting my all into something and having faith in something other than God. I don't. So she's right. That thought process does not have any faith or manifestation in it. No.
But to your point, James, a real man wouldn't even allow that to happen, like with the scenarios. They wouldn't even allow that to happen because they will see it a mile away. Because if let's use you as an example, James. Say you are in the mall. Ooh, thank you, God. Say you are in the mall and you are with Bay. And y'all eating, kikiing, y'all laughing, not paying the world no mind. Y'all in your own little world.
Hmm.
And somebody comes up to you and says, "Oh, are you Reverend James H. Glover III? I know that show you have called After Show Vibes. I just wanted to say that I love your show. I just love everything you're doing. You're an awesome man of God." And then you stand up, to be nice to greet them. And they say, "Oh my God, you're so tall. I didn't know you were that tall." What you gonna do? How you gonna finish the conversation?
I'm gonna tell them first off, I appreciate you for liking the show and supporting us and the ministry. We really do appreciate it. We definitely will have some merchandise coming out soon. Hopefully, you support that as well. But right now, I am out with my queen at this moment, and I want to spend as much time with her as I can. This is our time right now, but we appreciate you, and God bless you, and heaven continue to smile upon you. Have a
So
great
what
night.
if she say, "Okay, that's nice," and she's like, "Hey," and then, "Do you mind if we just take a picture with you really quick?" So then you decide to take the picture, and she like, grabs you a little inappropriately. What you gonna do?
I am going to tell her that was not appropriate, and that I did not appreciate that being done in front of, even if my woman was not around, that is still inappropriate. And as a man of God that she knows that I am, I don't appreciate it. And I would appreciate it much if she just backed away and allowed me and my woman to have our time at this moment before I do call security and let them handle the situation.
All right, read this comment, James.
The problem is we play games, we hold back and don't be authentic selves. If your energy isn't being reciprocated, why would you stick around? I feel people need to be explicit about what they want. Let it be known. Give them the opportunity to ride your wave of awesomeness or move around. These are things I want to know before I fall down that rabbit hole. And I agree 1000%. The thing that got me was allow them to ride your wave of awesomeness or move around. Facts. Yo, I see my brother up in the building. What up, Charlie? Hey, bro. But yeah, I feel that.
So Julie says nowadays, yeah, okay. Nowadays, when females step to a man in the public with his ladies, sometimes it's an underlying situation going on. Oh God, and on that female wants it to be known. Yes, it is absolutely. I totally agree. because people don't just do that. When she's doing that, she's making it known. You know what? This going back to that. What's up, Julian? I totally agree with you on that one. That's real. She's definitely making herself known. So what do y'all feel about if you are in public and you with your significant other, um, and somebody attractive walks by and they look? How do y'all feel about that? And I'm not
That's
talking about.
absolutely.
So how did you deal with that? How did you deal with it, and would you deal with it the same way?
I'm trying to remember because it was a long time ago.
Black Mama said I'm looking too.
Well, there's that.
Right.
So yeah, I think now
Because with summertime, summertime is here,
sundress
or is
season.
coming. Yeah, sundress season. You with your man and a beautiful woman walks by, or a female, a guy's with his girl and a guy walks by and he's nice looking, or he looks like he's chiseled up or whatever. How do you respond to that? How do y'all respond to it? James, how about you?
Oh, for me, the way I would respond to that is, I'ma just definitely like, for me, the
Do I need to say the
prime.
question again?
Yeah, repeat it one more time. One
Because
more
he was
time.
focused on the comments.
Right.
One more time.
Can he focus? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
So
focused. I'm with you. I'm with you.
you see that S code there. So anyway, so you out in public, it's summertime. You out with your person, and your person, first of all, you know what your person likes. Let's just say that. Over time
Hmm.
you get to know them, you know what they like. So somebody walks by, an attractive man walks by, your boo, and she looks, and you see her looking. What do you do? What is your response?
My response
And
is
does that
to,
mean it? And does that? Tell me your response first, and then I'm gonna add on a little trick to that.
so to me, there's a difference between looking and flaunting over. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a difference. Like, let's be real. If somebody attractive is walking by, you're gonna look. You're going to look. But that don't mean that you gotta be like, "Ah, God, look at them. Like, oh my God, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see this? Did you see that? You ain't gotta do all that. You put 100 on 10. Calm it down. Looking is not gonna make me mad. But if my woman is like looking and comparing, being like, babe, why can't you look like that? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? And I'm mad.
So what if, and this is the same scenario. What if she doesn't say, anything to the fact that, well, why can't you look like? Does it make you feel some kind of way? Would it make you feel some kind of way seeing this other person look at somebody else?
No, not at all. Like, okay, let me let me give it to you like this. Anybody that follows me on social media, you know that I have my crew that I rock with that are like my sisters. On their birthdays, I'm always giving them birthday shout outs. Now,
Sir, can we
the
give and I if we get a definition to sisters, please, sir?
mhm, mhm, like somebody that like I ain't never messed with and I would never mess with on that level. Now, when I give them the birthday shout outs, let's keep it real and let's keep it all 1,000. Of my sisters, about 99% are very beautiful. Oh,
Yes,
but
it's a whole
my
team of
woman,
us.
yes, it is. It is. It is. Legit. Like, I'm the man, so I'm definitely not rocking with no ugly sisters. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, like, for me, it's like my woman already understands that. She understands that, yo, those are like your sisters. I'm not mad about that. Do you do your thing? Go on ahead and shout them out. They may get a Facebook shout out, but I'm getting your attention every night. So I'm not really concerned about no Facebook. Because a lot of times what we have done in this generation is we have allowed social media to destroy our relationships. Just because your man likes a photo or
Oh,
comments
please.
on a post does not automatically mean that he wants that person. It does not.
My friends won't even like my pictures. They inbox me. What? You can't put a little like? No. I like one picture. That's it now. All
See,
right, so Shira.
So my thing is, why is it even noticeable that you are looking at someone? Because you can look without looking. If it's noticeable, then of course, yeah, it's a problem. But you can see someone coming down the street or coming towards you, whatever the case may be. You can look and then just keep it moving. If you doing one of these, or making it noticeable that you looking, then yeah, we got a problem. So my question to y'all is, well, let's say James first. You just said you have a lot of sisters, right? Now, when you're in a relationship, is it important for your sisters to get to know your spouse, or for your spouse to get to know your sisters? Is that another way to tie it back into the topic at hand? Is that another way to determine if the person is interested in you heavy or not? If they make it their business to assert themselves and introduce themselves to the people that you deem closest to you?
for me, if let me keep it like this: if you are meeting if my sisters or somebody that I'm close with is texting your phone from my phone, or my sisters are messaging you, then trust and believe me, it's because I've already talked well of you. And if my thing is this, for me, that does show that they're interested. If they are reaching out already and like trying to get to know me on a better level, who knows me better than the people that have been cool with me for years? Who knows me better than y'all? Like legit, like let me put it like this.
But
If he
let's
was
let's
taking
talk
a
about.
test, if he was taking a test, right? And your teacher tells you that your test is gonna be all over all of chapter 9 and some of chapter 8, right? Would you not look at everything that happened in chapter 9 and read all of chapter 8 as well so that you can understand what might be on your test? Relationships are the same way.
I love that.
You need to make sure that you are going back to understand your spouse. Go back and understand, yo, why are they acting like this? Okay, bet. You find out some information from some people that they're cool with. Bet that's why they act like this, because of the fact that this happened to them so many years ago. Okay, bet. Now I understand. They're not gonna tell me because they self-conscious, and for men, it's hard for us to open up. So you have to go back and do a little research sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that.
So quickly to go back to the scenario that I gave, if I'm with somebody and they look at somebody else, I prefer for me to catch you doing it than for her to catch you doing it. Because women have involuntary signs, probably just like men, to each other. That female, she may do something to let me know. She'll give me a look, or, she might be giggling or doing whatever, catty stuff she may do to let you know that your man is looking at me. You know what I mean? And now
Mm-hmm.
I know, and I didn't even see it. So I think it's better that, because two people in a relationship, we can talk about it. We can argue it out or whatever. You know what I mean? But for you to let another female, especially if it's somebody that I'm going to have to see again, that's where the disrespect comes in. Don't let
Mm.
her see you looking at her. Let me
Okay.
catch it and her not catch it.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask y'all a question. What would y'all have done in the situation that Yvette found herself in Baby Boy, where Jody was messing with a woman that she worked with? What would y'all do in that situation? Sarah, I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna let you go first, sis. I'm gonna let you go first.
Well,
Come on, come on, come on. I'm waiting to hear those famous
you're not going to
words.
hear it because I know that's why you're doing it. So you just hear these words and it's not happening. Um,
I'm gonna get it before the end of his show. I promise y'all. I promise. Cause I
Yvette
got
set
another
her.
scenario for you
Oh
too.
boy, Yvette set herself up. If we're being honest, because she already knew that Jody was a playboy. She already knew he was a flirt. She already knew how he got down. He cheated on her and had a whole baby. So now you want to sell clothes to females. She should not have been surprised. But I wouldn't have put myself in that predicament. So that wouldn't have happened to me. Because the minute I saw him around, when he picked her up and all the girls was walking around the car, that wouldn't, no. Mm-mm.
All right. I'm gonna let Tweet answer, but I'm coming back to you for this scenario.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm Googling Baby Boy because I do not remember that movie to its entirety. I remember the whole what happened, but I do not remember this picking up part. So, next question, sir. Cause
All right, I'm gonna go to the scenario for Sarah, and then I'll come back to you. All right, so Sarah, here we go. Your man comes home and he cooks you a romantic dinner. He cooks you a romantic dinner. I mean, he got your favorite food cooked. He got Luther Vandross playing in the
can you
background.
woo woo
Candles
woo?
lit. Candles
That's not
lit.
Luther.
No. Mm-mm. He got Bobby Brown playing in the background too.
That's not Luther.
No, Woo Woo Woo
Who?
was Freddie Jackson. That was Freddie Jackson.
No.
Who was that?
I'm done tonight, y'all.
All
I
right, all
don't.
right,
Just go with it
all
because y'all
right.
making
So
me
he got
upset.
it playing in the background. He got that playing in the background. And then after you eat, after the music is done playing, he tells you, "Babe, I got something that I need to confess to you." Um, he looks at you and says, "So, a female that that I've known for years. I slipped up, babe. I slipped up and we had sex in our bed at our house and on our kitchen table and in our shower. And now she is pregnant with twins by me. So what are you gonna do, Sarah? Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Wait, this is my man or we married?
Y'all married.
Oh, I would just say, oh, and I would get up from the table, remove myself.
I thought she was gonna say
And the
I'd throw the
next day,
table.
I am going to shake the table. Uh, but I'm going to, after that, I'm going to get up and then I'm going to remove myself, pack a bag, and I'm leaving. And the next day, I'm going straight to the courthouse. So him and his baby mama and them babies can live happily ever after.
I'm
Because
sick of
I'm
you,
not
cause I'm sick
Rashida.
of you.
I'm
I'm
not
sick of
dealing with
you.
no
I love
married
it,
in-house
Shira.
baby.
I love it. I
I'm
love
sick
it.
of you.
Because
I'm
this is the
waiting to hear
thing with
those
that.
words. I'm waiting to
This
hear
no,
those
no,
words.
she's right. Because this is the thing. For a person to come to you and tell you I have disrespected you, and I'm going to tell you how many ways that I've done it, how I've done it. You're looking for a reaction. So I'm not getting ready to give you one because you didn't react. You are fishing to hurt this woman. That's what he's doing. He's fishing to hurt her. So, and we got a comment here. I'm gonna because it actually came across on mine. I don't know why it's not here, but Leighton says what Oxidine says when people do inbox you, you don't inbox them back. Wait, you don't box them back, stranger. Yes, you know what we was taught when we was young, stranger danger.
Hmm.
Somebody inbox you, you don't know. I'm not inboxing you back. You can get
Okay.
me. Nope.
I like this comment right here. It says, Bible says, the violent take it by force.
We,
Talking about
the,
where baby
the
boy,
movie.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
talking about baby boy.
Jody was a dog in the community. That he was. Listen, let me tell you. Now, one part I do remember because this part was driving me crazy. How he would drive her to work and drop her off and be just gallivanting all day with her car. But you know what? Back in
There's
the
a
day,
lot
that
of
really did
females that let
happen.
us. There's a lot of females that let dudes do that. The dude
Yes.
will be riding around in
Another.
your car, running out your gas, looking like a big shot, and then riding back to pick you up from work, and then talking about, baby, you out of gas, you need to pump your gas.
Yeah, that thing. I'm gonna tell you a story, and this happened many years ago. Probably was about 18, 19. I was dating this guy, and I had a car, and he didn't. And he told me he needed to use my car. I'll never forget. I think it was a '98 Hyundai Elantra, and I cared for that car like it was my life because it was my first car. Okay, and he told me he had to go run and see his friends or whatever real quick, and he didn't. And I was at his house, and he didn't come back until like the next day. I was at everybody's police station. I was calling everybody on the phone. I was sending threatening text messages and everything. I needed my vehicle back, and if I had to told my parents that I didn't know where this car was at, no, it wasn't getting ready to happen like that. But I did it. We all fall victim. That's why I think that movie is pretty good. The parts that I do remember, because I think in that movie, as far as the females, what's the girl that baby boy was with? What was her name? Was that Yvette?
Yvette,
Yvette.
Yeah. Every female kind of played that role where they were so in like what we thought was love with some man, and we just let him, excuse me, some boy, and we thought that he was the one, and we was like giving him gas money, giving him, the thing. Because I mean, I think certain things a man should already like. If
come
you
to the
don't have,
table with.
if you don't have gas, and I understand we run on hard, we fall on hard times, absolutely. But when you just meeting, if you don't have gas money, we need to fall back until the some of the necessities are taken care of.
My thing
That
is
you,
this. My thing is this. If you don't got gas money, why are you even dating?
yeah, you got to
If
focus
you
on
can't
you.
even,
And I was,
if you, here's another one. If you can't afford to pay for your, if you can't afford to pay your rent, and the government is paying for your rent, why are you dating?
and see, I don't see that as just being a man thing. I think even for a female, if you can't
But more
afford,
so for the man, because the man is
oh
supposed to be the
no.
provider and the protector.
But see, I think in some situations, a man is putting himself in a situation to be a provider way too early. You got vulture females out here too. So you can't put yourself in a situation where you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to be a provider to, that's not your wife.
Right, y'all. I agree. I agree with that. I agree. So, y'all, we appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight. We love y'all. We thank y'all for rocking with us. We will be back next week with another fire episode. The Man Cave has been talking, and we are definitely coming back with something fire for you guys. I promise y'all that. But
Yes.
But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we will see y'all next week.
And
Peace.
super shout out to everybody that participated in this
Yes.
live and
We
Yes.
gave
love
us.
y'all.
Yeah, we love y'all for super. Y'all were great for staying tuned in.
Yep. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace, y'all.